Well, hey there, it's Brian King. Haven't done a video in about a week or so, maybe a little bit longer, but I wanted to catch up a little bit. I may look a little different, sound different, and I'm all about transparency. I like to, be authentic and, put myself out there. And usually when you see me, I'm very energetic, a little bit louder and enthusiastic and so on. Today you're catching me very tired, weak, foggy, scattered, and this is the version of me I tend to hide a lot. And for the past 10 days or so, I've been going through a really horrible MS flare. I've been sleeping most of the time, started experiencing cluster headaches, having a really bad headache every single day for 10 days, usually in the afternoon. By 1 or 2 o'clock every day, I'm done because that tends to be when the headache kicks in. So I kind of take the rest of the day off. So I haven't been doing very much. And to say that it's a morale killer is an understatement. But through this, I've also gotten a lot of useful perspective because I'm still working with my clients. And some of them have health issues as well that can kind of gang up on them and leave them feeling like they're defeated, like they can't go on, like there's too much. And I have to remind them that in many cases, success needs to be measured by just getting through the day. It isn't always because you can check things off your list like you would be able to do on a more productive day, because you just don't have the same resources when you have all kinds of health stuff going on. I mean, my ability to be resourceful has been at least cut in half for the past 10 days. And I've had to lean on more people, especially my family, in order to help me get through the day, do what I need to do. Had to rely on a local service to get me out to a doctor's appointment yesterday because driving is getting more difficult. And the list goes on and on. But, and I say that emphatically, and I'm not saying this is easy for me, okay? But I must find a way to continue living life as fully as possible, even on the rough days. And I say the same thing to my clients. Whether it's because you're dealing with anxiety, that can be debilitating for those of you who experience it. If it's because of physical pain, if it's because of depression, whatever it is, whatever knocks you down and threatens your morale and makes you feel like that life is less than perfect because suddenly you're struggling with something, it's easy for that to jump up and swallow you whole if you let it. And I'll admit, there have been a couple days over the past 10 days where it really got to me. And I was feeling depressed and wondering, is this fair to do to people around me, to take care of me when I'm so sick all the time? But then I'm reminded that I have so much to continue to give in spite of my struggles. And I did a video not too long ago about, there's more to you than. There's more to you than your ability to throw a touchdown. There's more to you than your ability to do math, or there's more than your ability to do whatever it is, whatever you're comparing yourself to and thinking you need to be good at in order to be good enough. And my body is not what I would like it to be. I wish I had the body I did 20 years ago. Guess what? Not a reality. The reality is that I have a lot of health challenges that often get in the way of living an ideal life. But a less than perfect life is still worth living. And it's important that we remind ourselves of that every single day, because when we look back at our life, are we going to be excited about every time we reached perfection? Is our scorecard going to be read off as part of our eulogy? Or are people going to remember those special human moments that they had with us? Those exceptions, well, Dad was in a wheelchair and Dad was having all these difficulties, but he showed up. But he was here, and I loved having him around. And I'm starting to realize that's the kind of stuff my kids value. It's just my presence. So in spite of the fact that you may have anxiety or depression or chronic pain or anything else, show up when you can. Show up as often as you can. And do your darndest not to beat the crap out of yourself during those times you are unable to show up. Now, I'm still working on that myself. I'm still struggling with it, I admit that. But it's an important lesson for all of us. Show up when you can. Show up the best you can. And ideally, on those times you can't, people will understand it. And if they don't, cut them loose. Life takes a lot of work. And you don't need to spend a lot of that energy trying to convince people that will not be convinced. So I just wanted to touch base and share some thoughts with you. I hope it was coherent. Back to work for me. It's been a pleasure. Please chime in, comment, say hi so I know that you are here. And hopefully you'll be talking again soon. Take care.